What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Michael Balco Show. Today's guest hails from Cape Girardeau, Missouri. I probably butchered that name, but it's cool. He's played two different professional football leagues, and he's one of the best on and off the field leaders on the market right now. Jaylen Flye-Sadler. How we doing, my man?
Oh man, I'm blessed and highly favored, man. Blessed and highly favored, man. Don't be trying to butter me up like that, man. Don't be trying to butter me up like that, man.
Hey, you already know. You already know I gotta, share a little love from the jump. First and foremost, though, my man, we gotta rep that hometown area code. Tell us a little bit about your hometown and what makes it so special. And tell me how to properly pronounce it.
So I don't know, man. You didn't do too bad on the name, man. It's Cape Girardeau, Cape Girardeau. So you didn't do too bad, man. And it's not a huge town. It's not like Nashville. It's not like St. Louis, but it is probably one of the bigger towns in Southeast Missouri, man. And I love, man. I got a major love for my city, man. I really do. And I know that God got a purpose in my life to where He gonna have me go back there and be able to change some things around and be able to get the football program on a broader spectrum and even get the city on a broader spectrum. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about what God got going as far as that aspect of Him using me.
Yeah, for sure, my man. So you attended Cape Central High School back in the day. You wound up securing
Yes,
an
sir.
offer from Austin Peay.
Yes,
Describe that recruiting
sir.
process for me. How did you kind of
Man, bro.
put yourself in a good position, all of that, and why did you choose to take your talents to Austin Peay?
Man, this story's so crazy, man. I don't believe in coincidences. I just don't. Man, I actually only played 1 year of varsity football, and I was the first person in my high school history to go Division 1, to go and play Division 1 football on a full scholarship. And the crazy thing is, like I said, I only played 1 year of varsity football. I ended up getting hurt my junior year. I was playing basketball, ended up getting hurt going into my junior year. I tore my ACL. But the thing is, I came back in 4 months. I came back in 4 months, 4 to 5 months on the torn ACL. Was still rehabbing, but I got cleared and stuff to play. Didn't really play that much until the end of my junior year, but I officially started going into my senior year. And throughout my whole senior campaign, I didn't get one offer until the end of my season. And the crazy thing is, I didn't even want to go to Austin Peay. I didn't, like, cause I didn't know where Austin Peay was. I wanted to stay close to home. I was talking to Southeast Missouri. I was talking to SIU, but both of them pulled the scholarship offer on me. I was talking to a few local schools as well. But my coach said, he said, you know what, hey Jaylen, I want to fill out this athlete's questionnaire, man. Go ahead and send me over your information. I'm like, man, I don't even want to go that far. He sent it over. They called me and offered me a scholarship the next day. It was I didn't even know how to react. I didn't even know how to react when they offered me the scholarship offer because I was sending out my film and all that stuff because I wanted to go to Ole Miss. Um, I wanted to go to Ole Miss. I wanted to go to the bigger school, but I got that opportunity, man. I'm like, you know what? That's where God want me to go. And plus, when I went there, they hadn't won a game in 2 years, so I'm all for a challenge. I'm all for a challenge, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You gotta love a little adversity, you know.
Man, you got to. That's man. Listen, you make your biggest imprint when the circumstances are challenging, man. I could have walked on to a bigger school, but man, what would my imprint have been? We had the longest losing record in FCS, even Division 1 history. Like that's where my imprint is, and I'm just so grateful I was able to be a part of that.
Yes, sir. After a couple years there, you took your talents to Lindenwood University. Was that a difficult decision, and what factored into that decision?
Man, that was probably honestly one of the most difficult decisions that I actually had to make. And all transparency, the coaches that recruited me, they ended up leaving. Coaches that ended up recruiting me ended up leaving, and as soon as they left, they left. I came in, started as a true freshman, played against Vanderbilt and all that. I had a good freshman year. They fired him right after the season, man, and that was a difficult decision for me right then and there. And I had to make some decisions whether if I wanted to leave right then and there. But they ended up talking me in the stand. They talked me in the stand, and then I was in the middle of spring ball that same year. I was having a great spring campaign. I had completely changed my game. I had completely developed my game, and I was just continue to get better and grow into my body and learn how to move and become a more complete college offensive lineman. And then we was in the middle of our second scrimmage, man. I still remember it was actually cold. It was actually cold outside. It was a cold night. I had my leggings on and everything, and it was a play. It was a run play to the right. I was at left tackle. I was climbing up to the second level to block a linebacker. And as soon as I took my step, I felt three pops in my knee. Three pops in my knee, man. It's my right knee. Three pops in my knee. And then I just went down. I went down because it was like weak, and immediately I knew what it was. I knew what it was because I tore my other ACL a few years prior, literally 2 years before. I knew what it was, man. And at that moment, I was just really like devastated. I was down, and then as soon as it happened, I already knew. I started yelling, man, like, "Oh man, it's over, man. I'm supposed to be going to the NFL. It's over. This wasn't supposed to happen." And then one of my coaches, the head coach, he said, "Hey man, listen, relax. You're gonna be fine." Real stern. He was real stern with it, man. And I was good, man. I fought back. Fought back, but this time it didn't take no 4 to 5 months. It didn't take that. It took about a year. It took about a year and a half for me to even get back comfortable. By the time that happened, they ended up bringing guys in, and they was already set on who they really wanted to play. So the program was going in a direction, and I was still around. I was still around, training extremely hard, working hard to improve. That next spring, he came up to me and said, "Hey, listen, we don't think it's working out." Like after I got cleared and got back, it was actually during the season. He said, "Hey man, we just don't think it's working out, man. We love you as a person. We see you as a spiritual leader. You hosting Bible studies and stuff like that. But for the offense that we run, we just don't see it working. We just don't see it working out." And I said, "Listen, hey, you know my character, you know my personality. I feel like this is where I need to be. Give me 6 months. Give me till spring ball." Give me till spring ball to train. I went back. I grinded. I worked the hardest I felt like I've ever worked. It was getting extra work after practice, and even it became so noticeable that even my teammates noticed. Like, dang man, he didn't really cranked it up a notch. And then it was after our spring game. After our spring game, I feel like I graded out really good. I think I graded out like a 87, 89, something like that. He handing out our grade sheets at our meeting, man, before we go on spring break, man. Everybody got good, work on this. Like you got it, like say you graded out a 77. He said 77, you should have worked on this, this, and this. He gave me my paper, right? And my paper said 87, come see me tomorrow. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh, it's something positive. I just had a good day. I just dominated all yesterday. He man and talked to my parents and everything. I came up there and talked to him yesterday, man. I came up and talked to him the next day, and when I came up there and talked to him the next day, it was a meeting with him and the head coach, and they said it wasn't working out. Now that is one of the most adverse situations I ever been in. I feel like I was at the lowest point because I didn't feel my whole identity in me being an Austin Peay football player, and then me having to tell my mom. I didn't tell nobody. I literally went and drove and just sat by the river, just like thinking, praying, crying. I broke down like crying. I'm like, dang God, I did all this. Like I did all this work. And I feel like everything that I knew was just taken away from me in a moment. Everything I knew was just taken away from me in a moment. I tried to explain to my parents, and they didn't really understand. They really kind of thought it was my decision to leave. But the coaches, man, I got all love and respect for them. That's just how the game goes. They did help me get into another program, which was Lindenwood, and something that helped me get into Lindenwood or choose Lindenwood is the great coaches there, and those coaches were great spiritual coaches as well. They keep God first, and I knew they were gonna help me grow as a man, and not only grow as a man, but grow spiritually close to God. So that was really one of the biggest things that I needed to do at that moment.
That's awesome. Just a quick sidebar, though, my man. Jaylen, man, you know what I love, bro? You know what I love? I love me some
What you love, man?
good tailored custom clothing, my boy. Not only got me
Facts.
looking fresh, feeling
Come
comfortable.
on now.
Woo! Primo Tailoring located on 5th and State. Grand opening on November 27th. As a
Yes,
customer of
sir.
Lewis and Primo Tailor myself, man, I can assure you you're getting top-notch clothing. You're getting it top-notch customer service. You're
Okay.
getting, you're getting top-notch everything, my man. Lewis does a great job, man. He got me looking fresh for my wedding. You
Yes,
know what I mean?
sir.
He had me looking, woo! You already know. You
Yes,
got you got the
sir.
ties, man. You got the shirts, you got the suit, you got the jackets, got the
Mm,
belt, got the whole shebang, my
mm.
man. But
Come
the
on,
thing
Lewis.
that's great,
Let's go,
the thing
Lewis.
that the thing that's great, the thing that's great, woo, is that Primo not only wants to make an impact on you, but they want to make an impact on everybody with their clothing, the way they help their customers and their outreach to the community. And, much like Lewis and his company, Jaylen, you also pride yourself on not being just great in your profession, but also in your community as well.
Yes, sir.
When were those values instilled into you, and why did you kind of choose to just continue? Because a lot of people, they'll grow up Christian, and then they'll get to like that college level when they're on their own, and they'll kind of go away from it, or they'll get raised and they're super diplomatic and super
Mm-hmm.
respectable when they're young, and then they go to college or they separate from their family, and then it's like a whole new person. Why did you stick to stay with your beliefs?
Man, you know what? You know what's crazy? It's been, man. It's really been a roller coaster ride. It's really been a roller coaster of an experience. Of course, I had moments where when I was younger, when the word of God was instilled in us, my grandmother always had us reading, always had us in church, always really had us really around the word of God. And my grandparents are great role models to that. So I was actually able to see that. But me being a young man, me being of the world, me living in the flesh, I knew about God, but I didn't really know about, like, you feel me, know about God until I was able to experience him for myself. So once I was able to experience it for myself, of course, it's still a lot of people think once you give your life over to Christ, you instantly clean, you instantly perfect. No, God does not see your sins anymore, but you still got to work towards it. So it's still an everyday effort to become a better person and become a better, more Christ-like, man. But I had plenty of examples, man, and plenty of people who really helped me get to where I'm at right now. So this is not just me. This whole mountain mover movement, man, it's not just
That's
me at all.
awesome. Explain the mountain mover movement for me, my man.
Man, if you go to Mark chapter 11, we actually read this today in my man's Bible study this morning. So, man, listen, it says, God said, you can move if you say, and what's crazy is this actually coming from the word, this coming from the mouth of Jesus. God said, if you say to this mountain, move, and it can be cast away into the sea, but you got to say so with faith. You must say so with faith. And faith is really not how you feel about the situation, but faith is being able to move, even if you don't see the outcome. Faith is not actually seeing, is not paying attention to what you see, but really imagining and really opening up your imagination to what God can do in your situation. So that's really where it came from. And I realized, like, I'm not the only person with a mountain in my life. I'm not the only person who goes through adversity. I'm not the only person who has trial. I'm not the only person who goes through tribulation. This mountain mover movement is not just for athletes. This mountain mover movement is not just for Christians. This mountain movement thing, it is not just for specific people, because it's people that has cancer, it's people that's homeless, it's people that's going through tragedies in their lives, it's people who lost their dad, it's people who are like going through so much adversity. And I just want to let them know, like, hey, you're not the only person going through this. And you feel me? That's why I started the mountain mover movement, because I just want to let you know that, hey, y'all got somebody who was with you I got somebody who is on y'all side. And listen, we're gonna keep praying and we're gonna keep pushing on the mountain that's in our life. And we're gonna keep moving by faith, no matter how uncomfortable it is.
Yeah,
No matter
facts,
how
bro. I
uncomfortable
love
it is.
it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Following your college football career, we're gonna run it back to that real quick.
Yes,
What
sir.
kind of pro football interest were you getting? Who was coaching you? What was it like trying to transition into pro football during a national pandemic as well? Because you graduated right at the start of coronavirus, and I've
Man.
had a couple guys on the show that talked about that transition. Guys weren't getting looks when they should,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. So you had to go a little bit of a different route. And you're still on that journey, my man, and that's
Yes,
what
sir.
makes it so special. Talk about that journey for us.
Man, so my alternative route. So a lot of people don't know this, man. Listen, faith, like I said, everything goes back to faith. Faith is moving. Faith is acting, even if you acting a little prematurely, man. I was sending out my film to get me into a Senior Bowl, like the December before I even played my senior year. So I was sending my film out to everybody, sending out, make sure I got me an agent lined up and all that stuff. So I was preparing for what God had already had for me. So I did that. Ended up getting accepted into the College Gridiron Showcase. But since I won that Austin Peay, I was at Lindenwood. I got invited to the smaller school showcase first, which is just a one-day event where they bring you in and you handle your business in front of scouts. And if you do what you're supposed to do, the scouts like you. They recommend you to stay for the big day event. So I went down to the College Gridiron Showcase and I balled out. I did what I had to do. I dominated in my one-on-ones. I was very confident, very sturdy in who I was, and I was ready. And once I did that, I talked to. That was my first time actually talking to live NFL scouts, person to person, face to face. And the first team I talked to was the Rams. And once I talked to the Rams, they said, "Hey man, we're gonna recommend you." We're gonna recommend you to stay for the big day event, and I stayed for the big day event, which is actually 3 more days. So I stayed down there for 3 more days, and this one I'm going against all Power Five guys. I'm talking about guys from Purdue, guys from Minnesota, guys from North Carolina, Florida State, stuff like that. I stayed there for the 3 day event. I did the same exact thing. So like it's really not where you played at. It's really not who you played against. Like if you ball, if you can ball, you can ball. Stayed there, and I also continued to talk to some more NFL teams as well. For example, I talked to the Browns and I talked to the Packers while I was there as well. And they said, man, hey, you really doing your thing. Keep working hard. We're gonna see you at your pro day, man. And 3 days before, I was actually in New York at the time. 3 days before, man, just landed in there, really just a getaway, because I went in the lab. I was in the lab for about 4 months, like 4 months straight. I was in the lab for about 4 months straight. I'm talking about just grinding away with my trainers, literally every day with my trainers, man. I was in the lab for about 4 months. Right. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna take this little weekend trip to get away, clear my mind, come back and be ready. I left on a Thursday. My pro day was next Wednesday, so I was gonna leave. I was gonna come back Sunday. It was just a little quick Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday trip. As soon as we landed in New York, they declared a national state of emergency, man. They talking about they threatening to shut the airports down and everything, man. So we sitting there like, oh man, dang, what's the next move? And I'm like, okay, that's okay. I'll drive to my pro day if I got to. Like, you feel me? We'll rent a car and I'll drive back to Missouri for my pro day, man. And then I ended up getting a call from my agent, man, within a few hours, man. He said, hey man, listen, the school just notified us. The school just notified us that, hey, we can't have your pro day, man. And right then and there, I'm like, okay. I'm like, bro, I got people coming in to see me. I'm literally on the phone with NFL teams in my email, like saying, hey man, we're excited to see your vitals and your pro days and stuff like that. And I'm like, everybody else had their opportunity, but when my opportunity comes, oh my bad, man. I don't know
Yeah, you're good. You're
why
good.
my phone just glitched out like that. But
You're
anyway,
good.
I was like, dang, as soon as I get my opportunity, it gets like it get canceled. But you feel me? I had to find right there. That was a moment where I had to decide, like, hey, I don't know where this process is gonna take me. I don't know how long this process is gonna take. But hey, I'm gonna stick it out. And that's when I made the decision, man. I talked to the Rams. It's crazy, man. The week before the NFL draft, I talked to the coach. The coach sent me out a questionnaire because they wanted my information. They wanted my information and stuff, like as far as like what airport you gonna be in, who been training you, your age, and all that stuff. Sent them that questionnaire back. Talked to the Rams the last day of the draft. Literally, I was talking to the scout on my phone and stuff like that. And they had 2 picks. They had 2 picks left in the 7th round. They had 2 picks left in the 7th round. And their last pick, it was between me and another dude, another offensive lineman. Man. They took the other offensive lineman. And right then and there, that was like, hey, listen, that's another moment where I can show faith. So I chose to show faith, and of course I was upset. Of course I was upset, disappointed. It was me, my sister, and my then she was my girlfriend. Now she's my fiance. But it was us. And then my fiance just grabbed my hand, and I was like, all right, let's go to the hotel. I want to go work out. And we had a conversation in the car. I said, hey, I don't know how long this process is gonna take. I don't know how long this process is gonna take. I don't know what this journey finna take me. I don't know where God gonna put me. And like if you don't want to be a part of it, like if you're not willing to be a part of this process, it's fine. I totally understand. And she looked at me. I still remember this to this day. That's how I knew she was gonna be my wife. She said, hey, you done throwing yourself a pity party? She said, you done throwing yourself a pity party? I'm with you now. If we're gonna do it, let's do it. Been a story. It's been a rap race since. Just been grinding, man.
That's awesome, man. It's good to have some support like that in your corner for sure.
Exactly.
All right, so I know that you got that pro football opportunity when you got a chance to go to the spring league, and you also played in the fan-controlled football league in its debut season. I was a big fan of the FCF. I can't wait for it to roll back around this year, man. It was a lot of fun to watch too. What were those experiences like? Kind of just take us into like a day in the life of those places.
So let's go. I'll take to the spring league first, man. The spring league was so cool, man. You know why? Because it actually put me around guys that are well seasoned, guys that's been in the NFL and just happen to be so fresh off a roster. Like every person in there was on the NFL or CFL roster. Like there were like the competition level was so high. It forced me to raise my game, and I love that about it. Like my quarterback was JT Barrett. I'm like, dude, I remember watching you. Like I remember watching you at Ohio State.
Saints could use him right now.
Yeah, and I'm like, dang. Now you're my quarterback. So he really helped me out. Really helped me develop on my and. Really helped me develop it, man. One thing I learned, man, is I seen a lot of guys in there that were veterans, like literally veterans in the NFL, and how I treated my opportunity. I ain't treated my opportunity like a developmental league, like I need to go there to develop. I treated it like the actual NFL. So I made sure I was the last person out of practice, first person in practice. I made sure I was always in there taking notes and always perfecting my craft and asking questions and visualizing, like going the extra mile. Like some people was going down there and party and do all that. Like I cannot afford to do that. Like I can't afford to risk what I have going on to waste time and live for the moment. So I really treated it like I was in NFL camp. I was down there. I couldn't afford to waste my time. I was too locked in. I got a mama who needs a house. I want my grandparents to retire. I want to pay for my sister college tuition. So that stuff, that aspect, that didn't really interest. That didn't have no interest in me.
Yeah, for sure. That's nice. What was that whole like FCF experience like? Humping on a new team like every single other week or whatever it was. That was wild to watch. Wild to watch on Twitch, man. I interviewed a couple of dudes, Ladarius Galloway, Andrew Jamil.
Yeah, that boy would jump over a dang car if he got to, man.
I know it.
God,
but yeah,
man.
What was your experience at the FCF? Like, I've never really interviewed an offensive lineman from there. I mean, they put a huge emphasis on skill positions there. Tell us about being an offensive line. I know you were an offensive line captain for part of the season. So go ahead and tell us about your FCF experience.
Man, FCF. Man, hey, FCF, man, was fun.
They follow me on Twitter, too. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, you live, man. You live. but man, FCF was amazing. FCF really was amazing, man. Now, it was kind of different because they did like the NBA sports bubble, man. But, man, you never know true friendship or true teamwork unless you living in a bubble for 3 months and you playing against the same guys. Like you competing, I could beat the heck out of somebody on the field and see that guy and play the game, play Madden or play a game of chess or catch later. That's what was so amazing about that, man. Being the same vicinity as pros like Josh Gordon, Johnny Manziel, like amazing people like that, and then to be in contact with like Quavo, Richard Sherman, destroying like that whole atmosphere is really amazing, man. They really did a great job, man. Like Ray Austin and all the people, man. I got nothing but love for them, man. And they really helped me develop my platform as well.
What was it like playing on Marshawn Lynch's squad?
Man, it was cool, bro. I ain't gonna cap. Marshawn Lynch is so funny, and like how y'all see him on TV, but he is really like that in real life. He doesn't change himself, man. I love people that are really transparent. I love people that are really down to earth, man. I got nothing but love and respect for him, man. I remember seeing him the first day. I remember seeing him after the first game. I'm like, damn, man, who is that? I'm like, oh man, that's Marshawn Lynch, man. I remember he had the shoulder pads on, he had the Beast jersey on, and he also had a hoodie over it. And man, I was like, man, that's dope, man. He a dope dude for sure. He a lot shorter than I thought he was. He really is. He a lot shorter than I thought he was, but he's still built like that, man.
He got some juice though, that's big Skittle energy, bro. Who is the best player you've ever played with and against? We can take it to FCF. We can take it to the Spring League. We can take it back to your high school days. It don't matter. Who's the best you played with and against?
Ooh. So I'm gonna go and give. Man, I had a quarterback in high school, man, named Cade Brister. When I say this guy is one of the most toughest nails dude that I ever met in my life, like this guy. First off, he led his team to a state championship in high school with a torn ACL. He played in the state championship game with a torn ACL.
Gee, that's crazy.
That's just a glimpse of his character, man, and just how. And I know I'm a leader. I know I'm a leader as well. But just the way he led, man, it just never ceased to amaze me. He actually played through, I believe it was like a torn clavicle, like his shoulder blade was literally separated. His shoulder blade was literally separated up here, man, and he was still running and he was still slinging. He still managed to get the MVP that season as we marched our way to a conference championship.
That's wild. Who is one of the hardest pass rushers you've ever had to go against?
Let's see. One of the hardest pass rushers, man. You know what, man? The thing is about pass rushers, man. Everybody is so different, man. And in reality, when you break down a pass rush, there's two types of rushers. There's a reactive rusher, and then there's a spot rusher, somebody who rushes to their spot. But I got to give it to my dog Ethan, man. He a well-seasoned guy. Played about 8 years in the NFL. I played with him in the spring league. He played with the Raiders. He played multiple years with the Rams and also the Browns as well.
Nice, yeah, that's a good competition. So, as an offensive lineman, when you're watching film on your pass rushers, what are you looking for?
I'm always looking. I'm looking at their hands. I'm looking at their get off. I'm looking at what is their go-to move? What is their second move? And also I'm always looking at how did the offensive lineman set? See, the thing is, when you watch an offensive line play, 9 times out of 10, it's not what the defensive lineman did, but it's what the offensive lineman allowed. Like, a lot of times we beat ourselves with lack of technique, a late get off, bad hands, bad eyes. We too high. We didn't sit. So a lot of that stuff is stuff that we do. So we got to really focus on fine tuning ourselves and critiquing ourselves. So we're not allowing certain things to happen.
That's why a good offensive lineman makes a lot of money in the NFL.
And got to.
Got to. What is some of the biggest adversity you've ever had to face, and how did you overcome it? I know you kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but feel free to share more if you have more or whatever.
I got some on mine. I got adversity stories for days, man. I told people, man, and I'm really open with this, but man, my childhood was amazing. My childhood was amazing, but it was definitely some rough times, and some of the most roughest times was when it was 10 people. When I lived 10 people in a 2-bedroom household. That was tough times, and me watching my grandpa just man up and take care of all of us. Take care of all of us, man. Just seeing his strength and just see how he handles situations, man. And then when me and my mom finally moved out, it was just me, my mom, and my sisters, and watching abuse and watching my mom struggle with the bills, but still working hard, trying to maintain, keep a smile on her face, man. That adversity, man, that pain. That pain is something that you rarely forget. You rarely forget, man. So just that stuff and seeing how strong my mom was, seeing how strong the women in my life were, man. That really just kept me going, man. Because I remember times where our water was cut off in the house. We ain't had no water. We had to go like 3 doors. We had to go 3 doors down, and this lady would let us fill up like buckets and jugs of water just for us to shower, just for us to flush the toilet, drinking water and stuff like that, man. And like seeing my mom like smile and be able to maintain that with like no help, dog, that's some, like, you feel me. I get my willpower from her, man, because I never seen her quit, never seen her give up. She always made a way, always made a way.
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff right there, man. It's remarkable that you came out from that, man. That's awesome. What are some of your goals and aspirations? You know, like what's like your 2 to 3 year plan?
So check this out, man. My 2 to 3 year plan, man. See, my thing is, I got 2 things. What do I want to do with my career? What do I want to do with my purpose? My career is a football player. I'm a professional football player. Looking to get on the NFL roster. I will be on the NFL roster. That's why I'm working every day. I'm working hard in faith, knowing that God will move this mountain as long as I continue to push. Now my purpose in life. God gave me a gift. God gave me a gift of speaking. God gave me a gift to be able to move people. And not just on the field, but actually move people with my words, with my voice. My voice and my charisma. It's all a gift from God. So I actually plan on expanding that. That's why I started the mountain move. That's why I started the mountain mover. And it's not only just a fancy saying or a fancy nickname. No, my purpose for this is actually motivational speaking and actually inspiring people to go ahead and move mountains in their lives.
I love it, man.
So
I love it.
I really want to expand on that. Keep speaking on multiple platforms, speaking in front of corporations, speaking in front of high school kids, speaking in front of college athletes, whether it's big or small. I talk to people on the daily. Like if God put it on my spirit to go and talk to somebody at the gas station, I do it. My fiance, when we first got together, she was kind of weirded out about that. She said people aren't intimidated by you coming up and talking to them because I'm 6'8". Like, I'm just coming to talk to people. But people are always super receptive with what I'm saying, man. And that's a part of my purpose, man. Just keep going in my private ministry. And I know God will bless me with a big one.
Amen to that, brother. What kind of advice can you give to all the young athletes out there?
Man, some type of advice, man, is do not solely find your identity in the game of football. Because at the end of the day, the game of football will end. But your purpose for your life will not, man. And so many people get, okay, my purpose is football. My purpose is football. And then when football is done for them, they're like, okay, well, who am I? Who am I? Okay, who am I? All right, I was a football player. I played at the big school. I was on TV. Everybody loved me. Now, who am I? No. So my advice to them, man, continue to work on your purpose, find your purpose, find your gift, and know your gift is not just football. Football is just a platform for you to reach people. That's all that is. Football is a platform for you to reach people. It's a form of praise. It's a form of praise for me. But once I'm done playing football, my form of praise is going to change to my purpose. So continue to change your purpose, man. And listen, never listen to the naysayers. Never listen to the naysayers. They always going to say, well, it's only 1% that make it. It's only 1% that make it.
Be part of that 1%.
Be a part of that 1%, and imagine, like, look at the percentage of you actually being born, you being the actual sperm cell that actually get the egg. Those chances are a lot lower. Those chances are a lot lower. So don't talk. I don't like people talking to me about numbers. Tell me how. Don't tell me why I can't. Tell me how I can. Don't tell me why I can't.
Amen, amen, amen. Where can we follow you at on social media, my man?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can follow me on Twitter at ball4Christ13. And you can also follow me on Facebook. I got my business out there, the Mountain Mover. I got gear, but most importantly, I got a voice, and I want to come change people's lives. I want to come change people's lives because it's a gift that God gave me, and I want to give it to you guys. And also my TikTok is Fly God Speaks, FLYE, my last name, then God Speaks.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Jaylen, I appreciate you so much for hopping on the show today. I'm super excited to see how your journey unfolds. Want to give another quick shout out to Primo Tailoring. Shout out to them for sponsoring this show today. If you guys need to be a little dapper, you need to look a little fresh, hit up my boy Lewis. I'm going to link all his stuff down below in the description of this podcast. Thank you so much again, Jaylen. Make sure you guys tune in to my boy. Follow him on Twitter. Hit him up on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, the whole nine. We got some good things planned for the future, my man. I'm super excited to see how your journey unfolds. Thank you so much for hopping on yet again.
Yes, sir.